will be basically the last nail in the coffin. He can either go and push with his ground army, utilize stasis, or he could go for one massive recall, which would do absolutely irreparable economic damage. High Templar are going to be on the way as well, so I think actually we're probably going to be seeing the ground attack option alongside those Arbiters. Might even just push out as soon as he has the first Arbiter, never mind the spells, just go out there, utilize Cloak, utilize some actually High Templar, Storm Bombs. Has meanwhile his 5th base going, so he's in an absolutely beautiful economic position. HiyA still mining, well, yeah, from his Natural Expo and at 6 o'clock, but not anywhere else. Free, I still think, has some minerals and resources at every single one of his 5 bases. He's also going to be able to safely run towards the left side of the map at this point, go take the 9, then just completely surround HiyA by bases, getting his 2nd Stargate going instantly, so he's going to be able to get mass Arbiters out there. Is going to have that shuttle full of High Templar, just as long as that doesn't get sniped. He's going to be, even if that does get sniped, I mean, it's not, the only thing it's going to do is act as another little small delay for HiyA to get back into this, but I don't think he's going to be able to get back into this because he's, as we're saying, he's running so far behind. He does have a significant tank number at this point, so he is going to maybe try to go for a push, but I just think Free has way too much. He's going to have Arbiters as well, and that's going to be a problem. Not quite sure he's going to have the spells when the attack comes, because it looks like they are both setting themselves up for one huge battle soon enough. Does have a lot of mines out there as well, but we're going to say I still don't think, with all those Zealots out there as well, I still don't think HiyA is going to be able to accomplish this, even if he manages to go for it. Even if he desperately tries to do something, those Zealots have weapons 1 ready and all. First Arbiter on the way, so we're probably going to be seeing the final battle, if you will, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, HiyA's kind of got a tiny, small window of opportunity before the Arbiters come that he can try and get a push out. I mean, if he waits and the Arbiters come out with spells, I mean, it's over. I don't even think Free's going to bother going for a recall, just because a recall that could theoretically go on top of mine, suddenly you lose 40 or 50 psi worth of units, and it just opens another small window that HiyA could try to exploit. So I don't think Free's going to go for a recall. I think he's just going to keep his contain on, hold him to 3 bases, and just really finish him off. I mean, recall could come if HiyA refuses to GG. That would be a case where I think we would see a recall, but I think otherwise, I think Free's just going to play it safe and go with the stasis route. And here comes HiyA pushing out. First Arbiter is out, and Free's got a whole lot of forces here, so he's going to be able to at least delay the push long enough to get his spells out. You can see him pushing back all of the vultures essentially already, and here comes the High Templar in that shuttle. Huge storms going down all over the bridge, tons of tanks going down, but I think the Zealot numbers have run out, but the High Templars killed a bunch of tanks and damaged a bunch more, so there's a lot of damage forces in there for HiyA right now. And we see the vultures streaming out, going to place down their minefields, going to try and pick off reinforcing High Templars, just try and keep that army power of Freeze down as well as he can, and open up a route for his tanks to get out, because he needs to do some damage here in some form. And unfortunately, what kind of sucks for HiyA is that the major mining bases for Free are in the top left, and HiyA can't get there in any reasonable fashion, so he's gonna have to push towards the natural and the main. It just through how the map ended up, how the map was expanding. So he's gonna have to push to the top right, and I don't think, even if he's able to take down maybe the natural expansion or something, I don't think Free's gonna be too concerned, just because he's probably throwing down another half dozen gateways at the top left to be safe, and his macro is just going to be kicking in hardcore. He's going to have 2 more Arbiters popping out in the next 30 seconds or so, and once they get stasis, once you get 3 Arbiters with stasis, you know, you're talking about at that point probably 4 stasis, and that is just going to be enough to take out pretty much 2/3 of the tanks of HiyA, and that should be that. And yeah, I think that we'll see the end of this game once the stasis finally gets complete.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate to always be talking doom and gloom for HiyA this entire last 7 or 8 minutes, but after that push, it's just been kind of downhill for him. He's had opportunities to do something to get back into this. I've seen positions like this gotten back from, but the players that did so, they weren't in as bad a position when it happened, and they had a bigger force. Yeah, and there's that. But Free now on 6 bases to HiyA's 2, with only 1 mining one, which is actually not mining anymore. Stasis coming off, hitting a bunch of tanks, so Dragoons are going to be able to safely come up to the command center and pick it off. Armor upgrades on those before the Weapons 3 upgrades, interestingly enough. That's different. But Still, HiyA, despite a slight tank presence at that natural expo, I think it's going to get cleared off now. 2 Arbiters in position. Just getting in right on top of those tank, actually stasis several of them, and this is going to allow the Zealots to come in very close, to get rolled out. Not a lot of mines there, but Storm's going to come off on top of the tanks. 2 Storms. They're going to pick off all of that, and yeah, Free's just going to be able to surround that and pick that off. But
3 Storms are great.
yeah, he's been doing an absolutely beautiful job. I still remember that first set where just a lot of screamage was done, despite his loss. It was beautiful. But yeah, Free really seems like playing very solidly right now, despite kind of a meh start. He still played well this entire time. I'm not saying HiyA didn't. He definitely played well. The 4th set was an absolute gem to watch and commentate. But at this point, I feel he's just in a way too bad position. Has no mining going in. He's just delaying the GG. Just generally what you see what happens in the 5th set. He's going to go out there. He waits until his entire force gets picked off. He has some tanks, trying desperately to micro them around. Has some sieged up, some on siege. Getting some of these siege tanks. Stasis, more Storms coming off. Arbiters are the things that are fighting back the forces even at this point. And when you don't have enough forces on the ground, never mind Goliath, that you can now allow Arbiters to come in and pick off your units, you're in a doozy of a situation, my friend. It's just bad news for you to be an Arbiter here waiting at this o'clock. Oh, and SCV coming to build a base. 3 of them, in fact. No, actually, they're coming in distance mine. But just the position is just not even a position. Yet another 2 there's stasis, another stasis come off, pick off 3 siege tanks, pick up 3 siege tanks or whatever you want to call it, stasis 3 siege tanks. HiyA desperately tried to set up yet another position, instantly gets stormed as that happens, and HiyA just delaying at this point. Finally does GG. And Free HiyA, after getting 2-0 ahead, allows Free a comeback, and that guy cannot be more disappointed in himself, or Free cannot be more. Oh man, look at that face. That is just somebody who's desperately trying to keep just going over every single last moment through his mind and thinking where he went wrong. So yeah, GG guys. Damn.
Wow, yeah, that was pretty amazing. I mean, about the only thing I can think that HiyA could have done better was he went for the 5 factory push. I think maybe if his tanks had crawled just a little bit closer to start pecking at the rally point, I think that could have helped him, but and kind of made the counter push flank from Free to be more difficult. But other than that, I think that was just some great play by Free.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful game. Great set. The MSL, really, I've said this before, the MSL in the last quite a few seasons actually, has had a history of a magnificent round of 8 PBT. Not quite sure that the last season the Nate lived up to it quite as much, but the Lost Saga, the Avalon had absolutely great round of 8 PBT series, and so has the Hana Deatoo. And I don't know why this keeps happening, but sometimes there's always a Protoss and a Terran, no matter who those guys are, that end up facing off against each other in round of 8 of an MSL, and they end up bringing us absolute awesome StarCraft. So huge props to DejaVu. What the hell's wrong with me right now? My brain's melted. Sorry, dude. Huge thanks to DejaVu for joining me today. It was fun, privilege as always. So GG guys, Ranching out and DejaVu out, and hope you join me for the semifinals.
See you guys. GG.
Later.